Continuing in the Trump predictive programming arena, I will show some clips from various shows. I will start with the Carol Burnett show. I know. Another old TV show, Six Gun. What's wrong with you? We're in 2025 now. Well, just bear with me as I set the stage for the main event. I don't watch disaster news all the time. Sometimes it's nice to take a doom break. So I decided to look at some old skits of Carol Burnett. As always, the doom eventually creeps in. I happened across this skit called Donald Duck Fired. Well, I knew I had to look. The Donald does say, "You're fired, you know." So here's the first clip.
Mr. Bigwig! What is it, sir? Want to get rid of him yet? But, sir, he was my idol, a legend to millions of people.
Well, Mr. Bigwig is asking him to fire Donald Duck. Harvey Korman has his reservations since Donald is an idol, a legend to millions of people, just like Donald Trump. Time for the next clip.
Miss Pomeroy?
Yes, Mr. Compost?
Is he out there?
Yes, he is, Mr. Compost.
Here we learn that Harvey Korman's character name is Mr. Compost. Well, this is like a trash reference, isn't it? Well, most of us have seen the Sesame Street episode with Oscar the Grouch and Mr. Grump. Joe Pesci playing the role of Trump also. And just recently, Trump was riding in a garbage truck. So the character Mr. Compost has some foreshadowing element to it, doesn't it? Next clip.
Right this way, sir.
In that clip, the receptionist is wearing a yellow dress. In the previous video about WKRP, the debate candidates each had a yellow cup. This is like the yellow brick road or the yellow smiley face. It's a reference to a biological event. The yellow receptionist coming through the portal door to let in the Donald. Moving on.
Look, come on, what's the matter, Alex? Come on, Alex, we're friends. You can talk to me. What's on your mind? Tell me, man to duck.
Well, Donald, I'm afraid we're going to have to let you go.
Finally, Mr. Compost fires Donald Duck, then tries to come up with a reason why he's being fired. Let's listen.
See, our surveys show that kids don't like ducks anymore. They like snakes, they like frogs, triffids, weird creatures.
Snakes, frogs, and triffids. That's what kids are into now, he says. That's kind of like today. They're into the serpent and the unclean spirits. And what is a triffid? Well, it's a carnivorous plant. There is a book called The Day of the Triffids from 1951. There are also mentions of triffids in The Simpsons, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and other shows. Basically, a triffid is like a Venus flytrap. What did I just cover in WKRP? Venus is Lucifer, Apollo, Satan. We are bugs to them. So what Mr. Compost is basically saying is that kids today are into Satanism. Does that sound right to you? I bet you weren't expecting that, but there's more. If you still don't think Donald Trump relates to Donald Duck, here's the next clue.
Hello? I'm sorry, dear, I can't talk. Yes, I'll pick up something for dinner. Steak? No, I don't want steak again. Poultry? Darling, you know I do. Maybe in an orange sauce?
After hearing the clip, it makes me wonder if they're talking about cannibalism. However, you heard him ask about orange sauce for Donald Duck. Remember, Trump is the orange man. You'll have to decide for yourself if there's a connection between the orange, the duck, and the Donald. Well, if you've stuck around this long, you won't be disappointed. Now that I've set the stage, it's time for the main event. The next series of clips comes from Saturday Night Live. SNL is just like any other part of the entertainment industry. They condition the minds of the population also. So this particular skit showed up in my feed, and when I saw the title, I knew I had to watch it. It is called The Falconer Time Travel, And as you can see in the image, it was loaded onto YouTube on October 3rd, the eve of October 4th. We know that October 4th has 88 days remaining in the year. So let's begin.
Oh, Donald! April showers have brought May flowers.
Oh, Donald! Thank God you're alive! The hunter's bullets have not yet pierced your heart!
As you can hear, the name of the falcon is Donald. Then a falconer from the future shows up. The future falconer is happy a bullet has not pierced Donald's heart, a reference to the serpent from the chest or spear in the chest, possession. The future falconer explains who he is to the present-day falconer. On to the next clip.
Who are you?
I am Ken the Falconer Mortimer!
But that's impossible. I am Ken the Falconer Mortimer.
The future falconer then says time travel will become a reality in 20 years. Well, the skit was posted on YouTube in 2013. 20 years from that is 2033. Remember that the Pentagon said the war with China would last from 2025 to 2032, 1 year before 2033. So how do they know the future? Clairvoyance, time travel, or something else? Next clip.
Wait, that time machine I was always talking about building out of trees, dirt, and gumption?
You built it, and today it will save Donald's life!
Donald! No!
Oh, look, it's time to stop arguing and start time traveling. We must go back in time to the point before Donald was shot.
To the time machine!
Now at this point, you are starting to understand why I'm presenting this to you. Donald, the Falcon, has been shot, clearly foreshadowing a future event involving the T-Man, the Donald. Also note that they built the time machine from a tree. Remember, trees are symbolic portals, and here they directly convey that. Spirals are portals also, so as you can see, there's a spiral behind the time machine tree. The next clip will show you why I set the stage with the Bernett show.
Wait! That time machine I was always talking about building out of trees, dirt, and gumption?
You built it, and today it will save Donald. Wait!
Donald, duck! Donald, no!
Donald, duck! Amazing, huh? As you can see, there are now 4 falconers. I will tell you right now, by the end of this skit, there are 16 falconers for 8 and 8, or 88. Another time and space reference. So the 4 falconers go back in time to try again.
We'll explain in the time machine as we travel back even further in time. To the time machine!
Now there are up to 8 falconers, or 4 and 4, for 44. Let's keep going.
Out of trees, dirt, and gumption? You built it, and today it will save Donald's life! Donald!
Again and again, the falconers fail. Once again, they shout, "Donald, duck!" And the falcon known as Donald falls.
Donald! No! Wait! Who are you? We are Ken the Falconer Mortimer! We're Ken the Falconer Mortimer! We need to go back in time even further! To the time machine!
It's almost as if they're stuck in a time loop. An Ouroboros, and Donald, the falcon, gets shot again.
Out of trees!
You built it! And today it will save Donald's life! Wait! Donald! Duck!
No, wait!
Donald! No! To the time machine!
After losing Donald again, they decide to try the time machine tree again also. But this time, they go back further, way further. And what bit of predictive programming about Trump would be complete without this? A mention of a certain past president.
Who are you? And what have you done with Donald?
I'm Abraham Lincoln, just out here splitting some rail.
No, I've overcompensated. To the time machine!
If there were any doubt as to the connection between Abraham Lincoln and Trump, this should convince you. Just like they made a solid connection between trees, portals, and time travel. The Satanists really love Lincoln. What is so special about him? All the politicians speak fondly of him. The entertainment industry paid homage to him constantly. I will play some clips from WKRP and yes, bring in GIJoe into the mix.
My wife and I went to Washington about 3 years ago. The Lincoln Memorial is pretty good. There's a great big guy sitting in a chair.
The Lincoln Memorial's become a Cobra Commander Memorial?
Has any other president received a memorial like Lincoln's? So who is he? We know he helped usher in the needles and the copper for communications. Is there anything else? Maybe some clues can come from the satanic entertainment industry. Once again, WKRP and GIJoe.
Now look at this, everybody. Serpentina! Hey.
Thanks.
There you go. Uh-oh. Looks like we're not rid of the flying snakes yet.
In the last clips I showed you, Herb Tarlek sat on a couch, taking on the image of the Lincoln Memorial. Then, in the episode I just showed you what happened, Johnny brought out a party favor and called it Serpentina, meaning serpent. Then Bailey goes to Herb and puts a feathered crown on his head, the crowned serpent. Since Herb was in both scenes, does this connect the crowned serpent, Quetzalcoatl, with Abraham Lincoln? Then in the GIJoe clip, the GIJoe team can evade the flying snakes as they pass by the Washington Monument, the needle that is across the way from the Lincoln Memorial, connecting Quetzalcoatl to the needle and Lincoln. The reflecting pool in between them, the mirror to the other world, the twin world. Well, back to the Falconer. This time, the multiple Falconers manage to get back before Donald the Falcon is shot.
Oh, he came back just in time!
There's the shooter!
Don't shoot!
Why should I? I'm a hunter, and that bird is fair game.
Because if you shoot that bird, you will be shooting my heart, my soul, my Donald!
Fine.
So who is the actress that plays the hunter? Maya Rudolph. She was born on July 27th. It has 208 days with 157 remaining. So in other words, there is a 57 reference for a certain kind of frequency. When I see the Falconers all say that Donald is their heart and soul while trying to save him, it makes me think of his supporters. The Falconers all speak in unison. They are all of one mind. Does this foreshadow the cult following of Trump? Or maybe something related to the hive mind?
Oh, Donald, we almost lost you. One day, a bullet may pierce your frail bird soul. But until that day, you will be the Falcon, and I shall remain.
So does Trump connect to Donald Duck or a falcon? In the Carol Burnett show, Donald Duck gets fired instead of Donald saying, "You're fired." Then the mention of snakes, frogs, and triffids being better than Donald. And Donald always says, "You knew I was a snake when you picked me up." People foolishly think he is talking about someone else. The Falcon gets shot like the Donald. The Falcon also gets shot multiple times like the Donald keeps going through these court trials, but survives. As far as I'm concerned, the rifle event at Trump's rally was staged. It not only had to look real, but sound real. In the alternative conservative media, they did sound analytics to show that bullets were really fired. Now these fake truthers then say, see, there really was an attempt on Trump. The deep state is trying to stop him. There had to be real bullets with real sound. But who was the target? To solidify the rifle event on Trump, the real perpetrators took down an innocent man. To make it emotional, Trump stands back up after squishing a blood capsule in his ear. Fight, fight, fight. 666. The psyop is complete. The right is convinced now that Trump is their savior. This SNL skit shows that the rifle event at Trump's rally was planned long in advance, long before he even took office. After the first shot at the rally, what did Trump do? He ducked. Donald, duck, Donald, duck. Rabbit holes are interesting things. Falcons, ducks, rabbits, oh my. Geez, am I in a zoo? So yes, there will be a part 2 of Trump the Falconer. Trump the Falconer. Thanks for watching the video. Stay with Jesus that he may carry you through this chaotic year.